Here we go. Welcome back to My Unique Skill Makes Me OP even at level 1. Anime Review, episode number 5. We're going to talk about basically 9 and 10 this video. 9 is all about Eve. Yep, it's a whole episode focused on her. You know, the bunny girl who wears a Playboy, basically a bunny costume. Well, the outfit, it's like, yeah, I'm like, this is the only series I've ever seen this in where you have a person who's clearly a rabbit person and they're wearing what appears to be an outfit worn by the Playboy bunnies. And apparently her own people wear this outfit too for some weird reason. Where we started off with basically Ryota coming back. Celeste, her name is Celeste. And people are now like, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. Heck, even Urza, basically, not the same one from Fairy Tail, it's a different one. Even she's like, damn, this one was hot. Yeah, and like, only help with something, and then imagine with the Harvest Festival goes to explain what it is. It's basically like a competition where food gets turned to rare stray monsters, and you have to be a competition for it. And later on, of course, basically what she's asked to was to gather rare items for it. Okay, so Eve is looking all over the place for Ryota because she tries to eat the carrots. She uses a bowl of carrots. Apparently, she loves carrots for some reason, despite the fact that apparently, from what I heard, eating too much carrots can give rabbits diabetes. So here's the thing: we see a flashback when she was younger, where she only meat, didn't eat any vegetables at all. And then wandering to a dungeon for a while, comes across a young boy who looks a lot like Ryota for some reason. He thinks he's in a haunted house, and then he sees, oh look, of course he thinks that she's a ghost. Oh look, it's a ghost cow. And she's like, no, that's Death Buffalo. Defeats it, and then he just goes back to his own world. Like, I'm sure when she said the words haunted house, I'm sure she'd be like, what the heck are you talking about? And later on, of course, after chatting for a while with Eve finding him in a dungeon, basically, after saying Marty Parmer is bad, she changed her mind because Ryota's nice to her because he got basically a rare item. And she asked to join his party, and he's like, sure. Also in the episode, Celeste they had to get a new house because Celeste, in the first house they were in, which at this point this was second house, they had to get a new house because apparently the magical storm was causing her massive headaches. And so they got a new house, which apparently was a lot more expensive than the last house they got. But as soon as they stepped in, she felt so much better thanks to the technology in the house. Defense basically magical storm, buys on the spot. He's like, can you afford that? I'm sure he can, given the fact that he's made them a lot of money recently. So that's later on. Eve joins them, and then at the end of the episode, we have this young girl, which you find in the next episode. Her name is Alice, where she asked to join a party, and apparently she has multiple people basically in the party. Everyone keeps telling her no until eventually there's so. Urza, of course, contacts Ryota about this, and Ryota gets the idea of having her join his party. Also, he's officially formed a party now known as the Ryota family. At the start of episode 9, it's mostly comprised of himself, Emily, and Celeste, later on joined by Eve, and then basically Alice joins the party too. So, I see my level is like 2. So apparently she can only max out at 2, apparently. So you fight in a dungeon for a while to boost herself up. And apparently she has a monster sense. Because apparently her mother just randomly gave birth to her in a dungeon. So after they finish that, they have to go back in because Bonesy, we have to get Bonesy and like defeat him, and then she gets a little skeleton, and like wait, we have to go another level. We have to go get Jiggly. So they be a family of slimes, and then they also have it here. So then they have Bonesy defeat Jiggly and becomes basically her familiars. Now, I've heard of basically a slime become familiar, but skeleton? Really? A tiny skeleton? That's different. Now, those of you curious though, the whole thing if you're familiar with slime, that's happened in a few different anime. This happened with Black Summoner, My Isekai Life, where they have basically the work for the heck. Even happened in one anime I'm going to talk about really soon. This is not a bit unusual, but the bone sand I thought was really weird. So basically, they all asked and of course, Celeste really wanted to hold because she thought they're so cute. Because she likes cute stuff. And and they all vote the fact that if she can join the party, and they all say yes. And Celeste's like, well, and double yes are basically for not only for Alice but also for Bonesy and Jiggly. So the party at this point is comprised of Ryota, Emily, Eve, Celeste, Alice, and the two familiars. Roughly, well, technically 5 people plus 2 familiars. But I bet basically all of the guys in town are getting jealous of the fact that, well, Ryota's got some beautiful women in his group. Well, of course, Celeste being drop dead gorgeous. Yeah. But all in all, great 2 episodes. And we sadly have 2 more left to go. And then we'll be done with the series, well, until we ever do season 2 for this one. And then it's on to another anime which has not received a dub yet, for some reason. That anime is next. And then another anime which its season 2 is coming in October, so I figured why not check this anime out. What anime of these 2? You'll find out soon. So next up, more of this anime. Okay, next video. Bye.